the famous Yale. It will be taken or presented on the 12th of December 2025. Mr. S. Chanda, MP, present the tobacco control bill to Parliament. Will be done on the 12th of December 2025. Questions, H. Questions. Honorable Ministers will respond to 20 questions for oral and written answer. The questions are contained in Appendix 1 of the statement, which will be circulated to all honorable members. Further, the details of questions are contained in the notices of questions of 12th September 2025 and 28th 2025, which have already been circulated to all honorable members. Questions on standby. The questions on standby to replace questions that may not be placed on the order paper on the designated during the due to and for are contained in Appendix 2 to all honorable members. And G, finally, suspension of standing orders. On Friday, 12th of December, 2025, Her Honor the Vice President will move a motion to suspend relevant standing orders to enable the House to sit on Monday, 15th and Tuesday, 16th December 2025 from 09 hours until business concluded on the order paper on each day, and also to consider more than one stage of a bill in a single sitting and thereafter adjourn sine die. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you.
Tuesday,
Order.
yes.
Order. Point of order on who? You are just presenting the business statement. Okay. We make progress. Agent matters without notice. The Honorable Member Fonkana.
Madam Speaker, I rise on a very, very serious agent matter without notice, which matter I want to direct at the acting leader of government business. You are aware, Madam Speaker, I just came back yesterday. Now, Madam Speaker, one of the first assignments we undertook when we came to Parliament was to swear to protect our Constitution. And therefore, we stand as the #1 custodian of our laws. Madam Speaker, as we sit here, by report yesterday, certain individuals, citizens, have commenced contempt proceedings against this House, arising from the fact that, Madam Speaker, this House has gone to table a Bill 7 whose contents were said to have been arrived at using a flawed process. As you are aware, Madam Speaker, a flawed process gives very flawed results. Madam Speaker, when I perused what is before Parliament, I wanted to understand, is this a fishing expedition? Can you guide, Madam Speaker? Can you guide?
Order, honorable members, order.
Madam Speaker, I found out that the bill under consideration is the same bill with all its content that was deferred, in which case this is a bill that was said to have been derived from a flawed process. Therefore, Madam Speaker, it is possible this House may be found in contempt. Now, Madam Speaker, is this House in order? Because I don't want to be part of the contempt.
Just conclude, honorable member. Order. Order, honorable members, order. Can you conclude and your time is up?
Are we in order, Madam Speaker? Is Honorable Lufuma in order not to stop the proceedings of Bill 7 and risk putting this House and its members in contempt. I seek your indulgence, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Member for Nkana, the way you've brought that matter to the House, as if it's a point of order. Because the way you presented it, it's like you want me to make a ruling or whether the House is in order. However, Honorable Member for Nkana, just find another platform that you can use. That matter is not admissible under the urgent matter without notice. The Honorable Member for Lundazi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The urgent matter I wish to raise is directed towards the Minister of Agriculture.
You may proceed.
Honorable Nkando, one man's poison is another man's cup of tea.
Is that the urgent matter, Honorable Member?
Thank you. Madam Speaker, listen to what he's saying. He's saying I was fired. How can I be fired by someone who doesn't have powers?
Order, Honorable Members. Order.
It's really worrying that you have allowed him
Order,
to be
Honorable
speaking
Member.
against me when I just want to raise a serious matter.
Order, Honorable Member. Honorable Members of Parliament, we are looking at urgent matters without notice. And the person or the Honorable Member who is given the floor is the only one who is supposed to talk or debate. So please, let's avoid debating while seated. The Honorable Member for Lundazi, please bring your urgent matter without notice.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Please give me back my 2 minutes. The matter I wish to raise is directed to our brother Minister of Agriculture. Honorable Minister of Agriculture, the situation concerning payments for the farmers is becoming desperate. I've just come from Lundazi just now, and the challenge that is there requires serious attention. Madam Speaker, the farmers are moving just from FRA, they go to Indobank, from Indobank, they go to DACO's office. They are just, being tossed around here and there. Honorable Minister of Agriculture, it's important that we take care of these farmers because these are the people who are making you and me to eat. If we neglect the farmers, we are simply killing our own citizens. Honorable Minister, what problem do you have to clear the farmers? The people in Lundazi right now, they are just borrowing against receipts from unscrupulous people who are now giving them, 5 kg of maize seed, and they're asking them to give them back 5 bags of maize because the government has not given them the money from FRA. This one, Honorable Minister, is decampaigning you. And not only that, it is not working out very well in the rural areas because the people have a serious problem. Our people have asked me to come and ask you, Honorable Minister, that can you please release the money? You said 30th of October. Today it is November and you are seated just next to the Honorable Minister of Finance there. Why can't the two of you ministers sit and exchange notes and ensure that the money for the farmers is paid? Because it is now irritating and it is too much. Madam Speaker, I really need your indulgence because vandu kukaya mbokwiya sangane bangaluta abanga banyamula na kuwataya. What I'm saying is that the people in the village are annoyed. If they had a chance, they can lift you and really throw you anywhere. Madam Speaker, I need your serious indulgence because this one is too much. Madam Speaker, I submit and I need your serious indulgence. Vandu mbokwiya.
Order, Honorable Member. The Honorable Member for Lundazi, there was a ministerial statement that was given. The Honorable Member for Lundazi. Okay. Order. Order, Honorable Members. The Honorable Member for Lundazi, there was a ministerial statement that was given by the Honorable Minister of Agriculture over payments by FRA to the farmers. So as a rule in the standing orders, we cannot repeat the same statement. However, you can come up with an urgent question to the Minister of Agriculture just to find out where we are with the payments of the farmers. The Honorable Member for Kamfinsa.
Madam Speaker, allow me to direct an urgent matter without notice to the Minister of Water and Sanitation. Unfortunately, Honorable Nzovu is not here. I therefore wish to direct the matter to the Leader of Government Business, Honorable Lufuma. Madam Speaker, the residents of Kamfinsa constituency, in particular the residents of Undeke village, the residents of Undeke, the residents of Mulenga compound, Madam Speaker, have been communicating with me the last 2 days regarding the lack of access to water. Madam Speaker, the situation is very dire, and I know very much that government has a responsibility to provide water to our residents. I wish to direct this matter, Madam Speaker, to government on the understanding that no one here, Madam Speaker, can have activities throughout the day without having access to water. I therefore wish to ask government, I therefore wish to direct the matter to the Leader of Government Business. Is government in order, Madam Speaker, not to provide water to our residents in the last few days that we've experienced this problem, so that as I travel back to the constituency, Madam Speaker, we are able to resolve this particular problem? And your guidance, Madam Speaker, has always been raise the matter with a responsible department of government, and I have done that as Member of Parliament for Kamfinsa. The matter has been raised with the water utility company, but unfortunately, Madam Speaker, we still don't have water in Ndeke village, we don't have water in Ndeke, we don't have water in Mulenga compound, and consequently we don't have water even in the part of Usakile that is distributed from Kamfinsa. Madam Speaker, I seek your indulgence.
Thank you. Since water is life, I would advise, or I'm going to request the Honorable Minister of Water and Sanitation to come to this house on Wednesday just to update us what measures the government is taking in order to help solve the water situation in Ndeke village and the other surrounding areas in the Kamfinsa constituency. So the Honorable Minister, since today is a Friday, we give him a day in between. He'll come back to this house on Wednesday. Thank you. We make progress. Is the point of order on me? Okay. We make progress, then it will come. I have permitted the Honorable Minister of Green Economy and Environment to present a ministerial statement. The Honorable Minister of Green Economy and Environment.
Madam Speaker, I wish to thank you for according me the opportunity to address the House on the tailings dam failure that occurred on 23rd November 2025 at Mukabamo Copper Mines Limited in Mwense District. Madam Speaker, the mine is operated by EZ Mines Limited and has been undertaking mining and mineral processing activities since 2023 to produce copper concentrates under license number 29.
Order, honorable members. Can we give the Honorable Minister time? The Honorable Minister, you may continue.
Under the license number 29763/HQ/SML. My ministry received a report of the incident on 24th November 2025. Immediately after receiving the incident report, ZEMA dispatched its emergency response team to the site where they conducted an inspection from 25th to 27th November 2025. The team undertook a preliminary assessment of the scale of the spill, inspected the state of the mine's infrastructure, and evaluated the environmental and livelihood impacts. While ZEMA is still undertaking further investigations, the preliminary findings are that Mukabamo Copper Mines Limited operates an open pit mine, a mineral processing plant, and 3 tailings storage facilities, and unused leach pads and ponds. At the time of the inspection, operations have been halted due to the dam breach. While the company has approval from ZEMA for mining, crushing, and washing plant operations, it was established that the company was illegally operating additional facilities, including a mineral processing plant and the tailings storage facilities, which were not part of the approved project components. Madam Speaker, the inspection further confirmed that the dam failure resulted from poor structural integrity of the embankments of the dam. The failure was inevitable due to the extremely poor state of all 3 tailings storage facilities. The collapsed dam was irregularly designed, constructed with incompatible materials, and exhibited extensive cracks, gullies, and signs of shear movement. Additionally, Madam Speaker, the dams were unlined, allowing tailings to seep directly into the ground, further weakening the integrity of the dam walls. Further, the breached tailings dam was sited on a seasonal stream where storm water further weakened the dam walls, leading to their collapse. None of the dams, Madam Speaker, had approval from the Mines Safety Department. Madam Speaker, the spillage has affected the Chevere stream, which is a tributary of the Ruapula River. The spilled material was alkaline in nature due to the chemicals used in the company's copper concentrate production process, including calcium hydroxide, caustic soda, and the sodium sulfate. Madam Speaker, the findings from this incident show that the tailings dam failure was as a result of a systematic and structural weaknesses, poor engineering, and disregard for regulatory compliance. My ministry takes a firm position that such negligence in the mining sector cannot and should not be tolerated. Communities and ecosystems must be protected, and operators must bear full responsibility for environmental harm arising from their activities. Madam Speaker, following this incident, Zema issued an environmental restoration order to Mukavamo Copper Mines Limited. This order directs the company to, among other things, immediately cease operations and clean up all the areas affected by the discharge. Prior to the cleanup process, the company will be required to engage an independent and competent assessor to conduct a comprehensive assessment to determine the full extent of the pollution. The findings of this assessment will guide the restoration measures to be undertaken. I wish to make it clear that in line with the polluter pays principle under the Environmental Management Act 2011 as amended by the Environmental Management Act of 2023, Mukavamo Copper Mines Limited will bear the full cost of both the assessment and restoration works necessary to rehabilitate the affected environment. Madam Speaker, I'm pleased to report that as part of the One Government approach, the district administration, led by the Mwense District Commissioner, promptly began sensitizing the community on the pollution incident and advising community members to desist from either drinking water or eating fish from the affected stream. Further, the community is being provided with potable water to the affected households at a cost of the company. Zema and the Ministry of Livestock and Fisheries have collected water, soil, and fish samples which are currently being analyzed for heavy metals. Other detailed investigations, Madam Speaker, are still ongoing, and in the coming weeks, my ministry will continue to provide updates to the public. Madam Speaker, let me end by assuring the nation that the government remains committed to safeguarding the environment and ensuring that economic activities do not compromise the well-being of our people. Enforcement of environmental laws will be enhanced, and working with the Ministry of Mines and Minerals Development, we will continue to strengthen oversight to prevent similar incidents in future. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you. Honorable members are now free to ask questions on points of clarification on the ministerial statement presented by the Honorable Minister of Green Economy and Environment. The Honorable Member for Kwacha. Or maybe wait till the Minister settles.
Can I go?
Yes, you
ahead?
may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I appreciate for the opportunity given to ask the Minister of Green Economy a follow-up question. Honorable Minister, thank you so much for that ministerial statement. However, these issues of contamination, it is now becoming a norm in our country. And there's a lot of concern out there that if urgent measures are not put in place, we risk destroying our environment and also losing a lot of lives. Because these issues, the effects may not be seen right there and then. The effects might come a decade from now or many years from now. As a responsible ministry, what measures are you planning to put in place that will put a stop, a complete stop to such issues where our land, our vegetation, our rivers continues to be infiltrated with contamination? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Before the Honorable Minister comes in, the Honorable Member for Nkana, what is your point of order?
Madam Speaker, I rise on this point of order to the Chief Whip contemporaneously. There is a growing trend, Madam Speaker. The decorum of the House dictates that members of the House must conduct themselves and behave honorably. It means respecting other members when they stand to the floor to speak. And I remember, Madam Speaker, you have guided several times, and some of us have been punished for debating in the chair. Madam Speaker, during the segment of matters of urgent matter without notice, the level of heckling and bullying that was going on from your members on the right was unacceptable. Especially that, Honorable Madam Speaker, some of us, you've punished us. Are we in order, or is the Chief Whip in order, to allow this situation where members are to an extent failing to even enjoy their rights and privileges to debate owing to the bullying that comes out from this side? Because when we do that from this other side, Madam Speaker, we are punished. Are we in order? Is the Chief Whip in order to allow these members from your right to continue acting as if they own this house, to be bullying us when we stand to debate? And when we respond, we are punished. Is he in order? I seek your ruling, Madam Speaker.
Can you cite the standing order?
Madam Speaker, the decorum of the House is a precedent. This is exactly what I'm talking about, Madam Speaker.
Order, honorable members.
Madam Speaker, the precedence of the House is that citing decorum of the House is, when you cite decorum of the House, that is a basis on which, Madam Speaker,
Order, honorable members.
Can we please
Can you just continue? I'm listening.
Madam Speaker, this is exactly what this point of order is
Just
about.
continue, honorable member Fonkana.
Madam Speaker, when it comes to decorum of the House, there is no precedence has it. There is no need to cite any standing order. It's simply decorum of the House. And you have guided on that, Madam Speaker. You have guided. And you are the only president. I don't understand, Madam Speaker, why you would allow others to usurp your powers. I am directing this matter to you, but they are heckling.
Order, honorable member Fonkana. Can you please wind up with your point of order?
Madam Speaker, I still bring it to you. Is the government Chief Whip in order to allow these, your members on the right, to become bullies in this House, to be intimidating members on the right from speaking every time we stand up, and they are being allowed to go scot-free?
Order. The honorable member Fonkana. Order, honorable member for. Order, honorable member for Kalabo Central. Order. Order. The honorable member Fonkana, the last words that you used, I don't know whether it's more appropriate to say that there are bullies in this House. Kindly withdraw that word bully, because you came up so nice about what the problem was, but the issue of bullies, I think the people out there are going to misunderstand the House.
Madam Speaker, I withdraw the word bullies. I replace it with hecklers. Have you seen?
Order, honorable members, order. Order. Can we have order in the House? The honorable member for Momba. The honorable member for Momba. Please, if there's something that you want to discuss between or amongst yourselves, you can even use the lobby outside rather than showing us signs of almost people wanting to fight. Order. So, honorable members, the honorable member for Nkana, there is also a standing order that talks about parliamentary decorum and etiquette. Because there are so many behaviors that we have to look at. In fact, it starts from A up to Z. So the honorable member, please acquaint yourself with the standing orders so that you can single out the issue from the standing order, rather than bringing it so wide. However, I had guided, if you recall very well, when there was a complaint that was raised, I said, please, let us not debate while seated. That was a guide that I gave to this House. Debating while seated, it means people are talking all over in any form. I had guided, please, let's not debate while seated. And also, let us also respect just ourselves. We are all honorable members. People out there listening to whatever is going on in this House. Let's give each other room. If somebody is given the floor, let's listen to that member. If we are in disagreement, we can raise a point of order. So, my request is that let's give each other room and respect as we are given the floor to debate. Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Green Economy and Environment, you may respond to the Honorable Member for Kwacha.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I also want to thank the Member of Parliament for Kwacha, Honorable Mlenga, for that question. Madam Speaker, as government, we regret the sequence of these accidents regarding the tailings storage facilities. You are aware that not too long ago, in February, we were dealing with another such incident on the Copper Belt. So I agree with the Member of Parliament regarding the concerns on the frequency of such accidents. And it is obviously very regrettable that before long we are talking of another such accident in Mwense. Madam Speaker, the government, through my ministry and working with our colleagues from different ministries, including Ministry of Mines and Minerals Development, will ensure that we enhance inspections, but also ensure compliance. Such developers of such facilities comply with the regulations. Madam Speaker, with the frequency of such accidents, we'll go further to look at our current regulations, the possibility to review so that our regulations can be very punitive. Because if we have developers who can develop such facilities without getting approvals, without getting necessary licenses, it calls for regulations that will be extremely punitive for such offenders. So, Honorable Member of Parliament for Kwacha, I share your concern and we shall work on ensuring that we have a relook at our current regulations. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. There's an indication for a point of order. The Honorable Member for Mumba.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, thank you for giving me this opportunity to stand on this point of order on the Standing Order 71. Madam Speaker, when the Honourable Member of Parliament for Nkana stood to raise the point of order, he included everyone on the right. Now, Madam Speaker, I was seated here quietly, Madam Speaker. I didn't say anything. And then he has made a blanket statement to say your members on the right are bullies. You asked him, Madam Speaker, to withdraw that term, bully. And he has replaced the term with heckling. Hecklers. Madam Speaker, the word heckler means a person who interrupts a performer or public speaker with mocking, abusive, or humorous comments. Madam, he is still insisting that we are abusing him. Madam Speaker, but my point of order is in order to issue a blanket statement that everyone on this site is a heckler. Even, Madam Speaker, where we are seated here quietly. You know, Madam, I'm a honorable member, and I don't think any order to include me, the honorable member of Parliament for Mwamba constituency, as a heckler. Madam Speaker, I seek your serious ruling, madam. Thank you.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I can't make a, well, I can make a ruling because it appears you are raising a point of order on another point of order that was raised. So that is not admissible according to our standing orders. We make progress.
Point of order. Point of order.
Is that a point of order?
Yes.
Okay. The Honorable Minister of Home Affairs, being the last point of order, because we have to cover a lot of work today.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise on a very serious constitutional point of order, arising from Article 61 and 76 of the Constitution of Zambia. Madam Speaker, Article 61 states that the legislative authority of the Republic lies with this House Parliament. Article 76 states, and I would like to quote, a member of Parliament has freedom of speech and debate in the National Assembly, and that freedoms of speech shall not be ousted or questioned in a court or tribunal. A member of Parliament shall have the powers, privileges, immunities as prescribed. Madam Speaker, I'm not concerned. Statements that are being made by leaders of certain political parties in the Republic and individuals who have taken the matter to court, alleging that all the members of this House, including yourself, Madam Speaker, have committed contempt of court. For we will be debating Bill 7. Madam Speaker, the Constitution of Zambia is very instructive that nobody in this republic, including the courts of law, cannot question me how I debate, how I vote on a matter before this House. I have today's News Diggers, a very respected newspaper. They have quoted that Munia, Mukandila launched contempt proceedings against government and against Parliament over Bill 7. And yesterday, one of the leaders of the Patriotic Front, Honorable Chishimba Kambwili, was threatening that whenever they come back in power, whenever, I don't know when, they will ensure honorable members of Parliament will be arrested. Madam Speaker, these individuals who are threatening members of Parliament, who are exercising their legislative authority, and those who have taken matters to court, are they in order to abuse the court process,
and abuse us and mislead the public when we are protected by the Constitution of the Republic of Zambia? Are they in order to interfere with the operations of Parliament by making such statements and proceeding to take matters to court when you, Madam Speaker, you ruled that there is no authority in this Republic that can stop the proceedings of Parliament? Are they in order to continue making such statements?
Order, honorable members. Is this matter already before the court? So, because the matter is already in court, there's no way we can talk about a matter that is already in court. However, like what the Honorable Minister mentioned, there are three arms of government. Legislation or the Parliament. We've got our own rules, we've got our own procedures. We manage our own affairs. So really we do not need any interference from anybody because we've got the powers to make or to run our Parliament using our rules or the standing orders. So since the matter is in court, I'll end at that. But what we should know is that Parliament has got its own powers, its own rules, and the standing orders to make sure that Parliament is moving. We don't need any interference from anybody. That is all I can say for now, since the matter is in court. The Honorable Member for Shiwangandu.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I'm just reminded of a very interesting saying in one of our traditional languages that chaona munzako chapita mawa chilipaiwe. Simply meaning, Madam Speaker, that what your friend sees today might be the same thing you see tomorrow.
Is it in the ministerial
Madam
statement?
Speaker,
Is it in the ministerial statement?
Madam, it's an intro, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to appreciate the Honorable Minister for the statement he delivered to this august House. I want the Honorable Minister to pay attention. He's having an engagement there.
Please go ahead.
Madam Speaker, the Honorable Minister acknowledged in his statement that tailing dam which collapsed was the result of poor engineering, poor workmanship, and he also acknowledged that the frequency of these occurrences is indeed of serious concern. Bearing in mind that not long ago we had a similar calamity in Karurushi, and now we are in Luapula. And like my honorable colleague said from Kwacha, the effects on our people might not be noticed now. They could be long-term negative effects. Honorable Minister, what I want to find out from you is who is responsible for ensuring that these dams that are being built now that we have got so many mining operations starting are up to the standards? And do you have an inspectorate under your ministry which should collaborate with the Ministry of Mines to ensure that these occurrences which are threatening lives of our people are kept by making sure that you inspect these tailing dams whilst they are being constructed? Because the lives of our people are under threat. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Environment.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I want to thank the Member of Parliament for Shwangandu for that question. Madam Speaker, in terms of who inspects these facilities, Madam Speaker, these facilities are supposed to be inspected or are inspected by Ministry of Mines under the Mine Safety Department. Madam Speaker, this is an old mine which started way back in 2019, and some of the licenses from Zambia were issued, like I said in the statement, around 2023. So some of these problems, like the MP was saying that Chiwamira Galu, or whatever he said,
Meaning?
that it's better when you say something or something is done, you must also expect it to be done on other people. But the point I'm making is that this is an old mine which started way back in 2019. But like I said, Madam Speaker, yes, we had a similar incident in February, which he has alluded to, and I also alluded to it. And we are saying as government, we are concerned that as we are still sorting out the problems on the copper belt, we are faced with another problem in Mwense. And this is why I said that we are going to heighten inspections, working collaboratively with Ministry of Mines and ourselves and other ministries, including Ministry of Fisheries, to ensure that the mines that have tailings storage facilities must ensure that their facilities are built to the acceptable standards and are maintained to the acceptable standards. So we are going to enhance the inspections and ensure that such cases are minimized. They don't continue repeating. We don't continue seeing a repeat of such incidences. It's extremely regrettable, Madam Speaker, and we shall ensure that we intensify the inspections. Thank you very much.
The Honorable Member for Chifubu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, the collapse of the tailing dams at Mukabamo mine incident have raised major concerns about the environmental safety as well as the regulatory oversight. Honorable Minister, this is becoming a trend among the mining companies. Is your ministry considering to constitute an inspectorate team to start visiting the remaining mines that are holding these type of infrastructure in order to ascertain their strength before they can bring such calamitous happenings in our country? Because the environment, because the impact they have once these infrastructure break or are broken is quite impactful and has a lasting impact on our environment, despite maybe punitive measures such as closing these mines. Are you considering putting up an inspectorate department to go around to look at the remaining tailing dams that are holding these dangerous materials? Thank you.
The Honorable Minister of Green Economy and Environment.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I want to thank Honorable Lubuja, the MP for Chifubu, for that question. Madam Speaker, like I already said, the department which is responsible for inspecting these tailings storage facilities is already there, and the responsibility lies in Mine Safety Department. I think what is just required is to ensure that the inspections are enhanced in view of what has been happening. So I just want to assure the Member of Parliament that the Department of Mine Safety is already there, and they are the ones that are responsible for the inspections and for the approvals of such facilities. But we have been talking as various ministries to ensure that we consolidate our efforts of averting such. So just be assured that we are on it, and I also share your concerns that the impact of such spillage, such pollution has really, such spillages have really long-lasting impact, negative impacts on the environment and on our people. And where possible, we must ensure that they are avoided. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Member for Chipiri.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Minister, in your statement, I did not hear anything concerning the people who live in along that river, because the stream, they depend to draw water from that stream. Are you going to help them to ensure that they are compensated by this company? Because if there's no such measures, you will be a toothless ministry. Are you going to help them so that they can be compensated? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Minister of Green Economy and Environment.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I want to thank the Member of Parliament for Chipidi for that follow-up question. Madam Speaker, I did indicate in the statement that the affected communities, first of all, are being assisted in terms of water supply using a water bowser so that they are not exposed to fetching water from the polluted stream. But further to that, I also did indicate that an assessment will have to be undertaken before the cleanups, and also any other restoration. So in there lies the need also to ensure that once the assessment is done, it is the assessment that will be able to speak to the to what compensation should be given to whoever was affected, particularly those that live in the around that area. But suffice to say, again, Madam Speaker, that fortunately for that mine, we did go on the ground with the Minister of Livestock and Fisheries. The good thing is that we didn't have many settlers around the mine within the immediate facilities. But I want to assure you that anyone who is affected downstream, depending on the results of the assessment, will be considered for compensation. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Member for Chimwemwe.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, this is the second dam that has actually collapsed. And Honorable Minister, I know that whether we look at poor workmanship, that is regard to construction. Tailings dam is supposed to be checked weekly. That's visual checking, and as well as a report should be given to management. Honorable Minister, it doesn't matter how the dam was constructed, but if these visual checks are not done on a weekly basis, and also we have a serious check yearly by a qualified engineer, these tailings dams will continue to collapse, especially during the rainy season. I know this is under the Ministry of Mines, but I believe that since you are handling this case, do you have any intentions to contact or to work in conjunction with your colleague from the Ministry of Mines to ensure that you check all these new mines, whether they are doing the standard procedure of weekly checking, visual checking of these weekly tailings dam? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Minister of Green Economy and Environment.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I want to thank Honorable Banda, MP for Chimwemwe, for that question. Madam Speaker, I'm not sure if the inspections are done weekly by Mines Safety Department, but suffice to say that we are working with the Ministry of Mines to ensure that we enhance the inspections. But I also want to confirm through your question and the question from the Member of Parliament for Chifu, that instructions have already been given for the inspectors to go around the country to ensure that all these facilities are properly assessed, so that those that will be found not to be fit, then action can be taken to avert such accidents. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Pemba.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Honourable Minister, in your statement, you indicated that this dam was constructed without approval by the Ministry of Mine through the Safety Department. How old or when was this dam constructed? This illegal dam, which I can call. Thank you.
The Honourable Minister of Green Economy and Environment.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I also want to thank the Member of Parliament for Momba for that question. Madam Speaker, I don't have the exact year when it was constructed, but like I did indicate in my statement, investigations are still ongoing, and the Zambia Environmental Management Agency, working with other stakeholders, will soon be giving us a comprehensive report of their investigations, and we'll be able to have more information on this facility. But suffice to say that, like I said, this is a facility that was illegally constructed by the developers, the mine developers. So I don't have the exact year when it was built, but it was an illegal storage facility. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Kaumbwe.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The collapse of the tailing dam has been alluded to the fact that there was poor engineering, and also there was negligence on the part of the Mine Safety Department. Is your ministry, through collaboration with EIZ, trying to bring sanctions on the professional conduct of the engineers involved in this dam?
The Honourable Minister of Green Economy and Environment.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I want to thank the Member of Parliament for Kaumbwe for that question. Inevitably so, Madam Speaker, if there were any engineers that were involved in such wrongdoings, surely there should be sanctions. But like I've already said, this is a facility that was illegally constructed without any design approvals. So if there were any engineers, then they deserve to be sanctioned. And the investigations that are ongoing will be able to review all those aspects, and thereafter we should be able to consider to take that route. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Usakile.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to ask a question. Madam Speaker, in the recent past, we had the dams that failed in Chambesh and Roxine and Sino Metals. And it seems we are not drawing any lesson from that. Minister, when you are just responding to Honorable Kampiongo's question, you have indicated that the mining process at this Mukamona Dam started in 2019, but ZEMA licenses were given in 2023, confirming that this recklessness, this negligence in terms of mining was conducted under your watch. It doesn't matter how long the dam is. If I may give an example, the dam at the tailings dam at Mopani, which was constructed before I was born, it has never failed. Why? Because alongside the dam, they've put a filter plant. They filter that water and discharge it in the Mindoro Dam. And every day, morning and evening, they pick samples to ensure that the water there can support life. Yeah. Minister, to avoid this recklessness by your government, are you considering, one, decentralizing the mine safety department, two, addressing the human capital deficiency. 3,
It's one question,
replicating
honorable member per member.
the Mkamona Dam question, Madam Speaker, which has just collapsed now. This is the question. Third one, are you considering replicating what has been done at Mopani so that you can have a filter plant? Because you cannot be just discharging a slurry in a dam without any letter, because water is just going in with a slurry. So, Minister, is your government considering these 3 items so that we avoid this academic exercise of sending mine safety department in an area just to go and investigate what could have happened for the failure of the dam? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Minister of Green Economy and Environment.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I want to thank Honorable Kalabo, MP for Sakiri, for that question. Kaluvo. Okay. Madam Speaker,
All the honorable members.
At the right time, Madam Speaker, after the investigations have been completed, we will be able to look at all the viable solutions, the possible solutions that will help us to avoid a repeat of these accidents. So if it will be found necessary to replicate the good designs and installations that he has referred to, if we are going to find it necessary, we will be advised by the expert from Ministry of. There's nothing wrong to pick good lessons which are happening elsewhere if they will be helpful to avoid such accidents. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The honorable member for Kafue. The honorable member for Kafue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just wanted to get the assurance again from the Minister. If Zema will really flex its muscles over what has happened in Mansa, because in Kafue there have been a disappointment, to us over the dust pollution at the quarry there. So is really Zema going to do its job in Mwense as well as in Kafue and elsewhere where we have these environmental breaches? I thank you.
The Honorable Minister of Green Economy and Environment.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I want to thank the Member of Parliament for Kafue, Honorable Chonya, for that follow-up question. Madam Speaker, my assurance is that Zema has no choice but to flex its muscles and apply the law to the full. Thank you very much.
The Honorable Member for Bahati.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, there are so many mining companies in Luapula province that are not adhering to mining safety regulations. And Madam Speaker, from where I'm sitting, this shows that the Department of Mining Safety and Zema are not doing much when it comes to inspections. Madam Speaker, the Minister alluded to the fact that some highly toxic chemicals such as caustic soda and were discharged in the stream, and this stream is one of the tributaries of the Luapula River. So, Minister, I want to find out from you if you got samples from the Luapula River for tests, just to ensure that the Luapula River is not also polluted. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The environment.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I want to thank Honorable Chibwambwe, MP for Bahati, for that question. Like I said in my statement, Madam Speaker, we did collect samples, soil samples, water samples, as well as samples from the fish with affected catchment area. As to whether there will be need for us to get samples from the Luapula River, we'll be able to advise in due course, looking at the stretch that was there. So the investigations are still ongoing. Also, the analysis of the samples were still ongoing. So if there will be need to get samples from the Luapula River, we'll be able to do that. But for now, all the affected areas, the water bodies. We've collected samples from there. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Member for Kafisa.
Madam Speaker, the Minister of Green Economy is giving assurance on what government is doing. And I think from everyone's submission today, unfortunately, we keep having these cases of the dams collapsing. Madam Speaker, my understanding of a project as big as this one is that, number one, the investor registered a company, then the company got the other licenses that you need for you to be able to operate such a facility. There's a document called the Environmental Brief or an Environmental Impact Assessment, which is supposed to state what will be set up at that facility. Now, at that stage, Madam Speaker, and this brings me to my question, at that stage, the ministry, through ZEMA and through the officers that are employed, should be able to know what exactly will be established in that particular locality. My question to you, Minister of Green Economy, your ministry issued all the licenses that are needed for someone to operate. In the design of the mine, was the tailing dams included? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Minister of Green Economy and Environment.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I want to thank the MP for Kamfisa. And my answer is no, that the storage facilities were not part of what was issued. In my statement, I did mention what was permitted in the license and that those storage facilities were outside what was highlighted or what was permitted in the licenses. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Member for Mwense.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And Minister, thank you for your statement and the impromptu visit that you made to our district. In your statement, Minister, you have said that the investigations are going on, and just like my other colleague said, you know, the Mwense River goes into the Ropra River goes into the Rekmur. So you find obvious the impact, if measures are not taken quickly, the impact would be very big. So in terms of your assessment, when would the investigation be concluded, Minister? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Minister of Green Economy and Environment.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I want to thank the area member of Parliament from where this mine is located for that question. Madam Speaker, we are hoping that the investigations will be concluded in the next few weeks. I don't have a fixed timeline, but my desire and our desire as government is that our officers should be able to finish the investigations in the next few weeks, and will be able to give regular updates based on what is on the ground and also the outcomes of the results. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Questions for oral answer understanding order number 80. The Honorable Member for Chilanga.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Question 115.
The Honorable Minister of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development.
Engineer Mwimbu. Madam Speaker, Honorable Lazo Chilanga asked the Minister of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development the following questions. Whether the government has any plans to expand the Lusaka-Kafue Road from Chilanga Golf Field to Farmers Junction in Chilanga District in order to decongest traffic. B, if so, when the plans will be implemented. If there are no such plans, why? Our answer, Madam Speaker, is that the government has plans to expand the Lusaka-Kafue Road from Chilanga Golf Field to Farmers Junction in Chilanga District. B, the plans will be implemented once funds have been secured from the Treasury. C, as indicated at A, the government has plans to expand the Lusaka-Kafue Road from Chilanga Golf Field to Farmers Junction in Chilanga District.
Supplementary questions? The Honorable Member for Chilanga, do you have a question?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, you may, as you know, the traffic on that stretch is mainly caused by vehicles going into areas of Chilanga like Long Ridge, Musamba, game, and fisheries. So, as you see, after Mundawanga and the Chilanga clinic, the traffic there normalizes. So would government have any short-term measures to open, probably create a bypass through Mount Makulu or Lilai, so as to ease the traffic on that stretch?
The Acting Minister of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As I indicated, we have a long-term plan for that particular area. The short plan, as he has indicated, we will look at it and see whether it's viable.
The Honorable Member for Kafue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Maybe mine will just be a comment that as government is making this plan, surely they should think broader than the smaller stretch highlighted in the question by considering even bypasses from Linda Turnoff, going that way into 7070 and ending up in Kafue, because that would definitely decongest the Kafue road itself all the way up to 10 Park and even beyond. I thought I should just make this comment, Mr. because the traffic situation on Kafue Road is indeed really very bad, and our planning should be long-term and holistic rather than piecemeal. Thank you.
I don't know whether the Acting Minister of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development wants to comment on the comment.
I've taken note of the comments, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Lukasha.
Madam Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to ask the Minister a follow-up question. Minister, there are two big companies on Kafue Road near where this road is a challenge. Chilanga Cement PLC and I'm told Capital Fertilizer. Why hasn't the government considered the possibility of asking them on the basis of corporate social responsibility to help just expand that road where the congestion is getting heavier every day? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Acting Minister of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development.
Those are the suggestions that are appreciated by this government. We have taken note of that.
The Honorable Member for Kamfinsa.
Acting Minister, I wanted to find out through you, Madam Speaker, you have highlighted that there are plans to expand the road according to the question that was asked. And I'm a bit challenged because maybe you may not have all the information. Have you been briefed on where this plan, this particular proposal is sitting? Is there a master plan on how we are going to decongest these busy roads in most parts of our country, including the area that is affected? Is there a plan somewhere where you are just going to pick out the particular stretch and provide funding through Ministry of Finance? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Acting Minister of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we have the plans. And that is why you have seen that we have managed to do the Lusaka and Dolag dual carriageway using the PPP. Those are the plans we have. We have managed to do the Ndola Mufrira through PPP. These are plans we have. And we are looking at various roads which we want to undertake in due course because of the plans we have.
Thank you. Next question, the Honorable Member for Serenge.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Question number 165.
The Honorable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much. The Honourable Member of Parliament for Serenge Central, Honourable Kandafla, asked the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development when the government will rehabilitate the following bridges
that are on the verge of collapse in the Serenge parliamentary constituency. One, Nganswa on the Milenje Kashikishi Road, and also on 2, Monte Bridge on the Ngomba Motare Road, and what the cost of each project is. Madam Speaker, in response to the question raised by Honorable Kandafla, I wish to inform this August House that the government will rehabilitate the Ngaswa Bridge on the Milenje Kashikishi Road and the Monte Bridge on Mengomba Motare Road in Serenge parliamentary constituency once funds are made available. The cost of each bridge, Madam Speaker, will be known once the detailed feasibility study and the designs are concluded. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Supplementary questions. The Honorable Member for Serenge.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Minister, for that positive response. I think maybe just on a request purpose, for your information, this road is like it's a ring road, so to speak. We have that very problematic road which we have been talking of, the Kabundi to the post office road, of which right now, as I'm talking now, is now impassable. So now, if these two bridges were to collapse, it will mean that there will be no movements for the people who are in Muchinda and other surrounding areas. So my request is, can you allow me so that we quickly get probably the BOQ, and then you look for those monies before we have the total collapse of these bridges. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much, Honorable Member of Parliament for Serenge Central. I would like to thank you for a follow-up question. Madam Speaker, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Serenge Central will be doing the minister a great justice if he took the stance of getting the BOQ, so that immediately we look at what we have, bearing in mind that we are going into 2026 national budget by, so that we act connectivity.
The day.
Revenue and expenditure. Expenditure. Committee of Supply.
Will now resolve in
When the House was adjourned yesterday, Thursday, 4th December 2025, the Committee of Supply on the Estimates of Revenue and Expenditure for the year 1st January 2026 to 31st December 2026 presented to the National Assembly in September 2025 had just finished considering Head 76, Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts. We now move to Head 52, Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation. Head 52, Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation. The Honorable Minister of Water Development and Sanitation.
Mr. Chairperson, I beg to move that 2,688,541,974 kwacha be approved in respect of Head 52, Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation, to meet the expenditure for the year ending 31st December 2026.
The question is that the head total 2,688,541,974 541,974 be approved in respect of F52, Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation, in line with the programs as outlined in the Yellow Book. Any debate, any objection? I see none. I put the question. The question is that head total 2,688,541,974 kwacha be approved in respect of head 52, Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation, in line with the programs as outlined in the Yellow Book. As many as of that opinion say aye. Of the contrary say no. The ayes have it. The question is resolved in the affirmative. Head total 2,688,541,974 kwacha is approved in respect of head 2, Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation, in line with the programs as outlined in the Yellow Book, and is ordered to stand as part of the estimates. We move to head 53, Minister of Green Economy and Environment. The Honorable Minister of Green Economy and Environment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. I beg to move that 1,157,664,845 kwacha be approved in respect of head 53, Minister of Green Economy and Environment, to meet the expenditure for the year ending 31st December 2026.
The question is that head total 1,157,664,845 kwacha be approved in respect of head 53, Minister of Green Economy and Environment, in line with the programs as outlined in the Yellow Book. Any debate, any objection? I see none. I put the question. The question is that head total 1,156,664,845 kwacha be approved in respect of head 53, Minister of Green Economy and Environment, in line with the programs as outlined in the Yellow Book. As many as of that opinion say aye. Of the contrary say no. The ayes have it. The question is resolved in the affirmative. Head total 1,157,664,845 kwacha is approved in respect of head 53, Minister of Green Economy and Environment, in line with the programs as outlined in the Yellow Book, and is ordered to stand part of the estimates. We now move to head 62, Minister of Energy. The Honorable Minister of Energy.
I beg to move that 5,592,675 kwacha be approved in respect of head 62, Ministry of Energy, to meet the expenditure for the year ending 31st December 2026.
The question is, thank you, Honorable Minister. The question is that head total 2,555,592,675 kwacha be approved in respect of head 62, Minister of Energy, in line with the programs as outlined in the Yellow Book. Any debate, any objection? Mr. Kampyongo.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairperson, for allowing me to make a few comments on the allocation to this very important ministry. Mr. Chairperson, looking at the allocation to this ministry for next fiscal year does not give hope to the nation. Mr. Chairperson, this is a ministry which is facing the worst crisis ever in this country since we got independence in terms of the energy sector. Mr. Chairperson, this ministry, if there's a ministry that deserved enough resources, it's this ministry. Because on one hand, we are trying to find solutions to the energy deficit in both subsectors. Most importantly, the electricity subsector. How can we plan to do that if we can't put money where it is needed? I pity the Minister of Energy, at least for today. I will express pity on him, because what we are doing in this budget is setting him to fail to deal with the crisis we are facing as a nation. Madam, Mr. Chairperson, our citizens are receiving 2 hours of power supply. Your small and medium scale businesses are shutting down every day due to these power shortages. Just take a drive to nearby here, Kalingalinga, where our young fellows who do the welding are surviving, and see how it is a problem. Now, we are on one hand asking the minister to diversify the energy sources. How does he diversify the energy sources without money? So, we are going nowhere slowly, in terms of the energy sector, Mr. Chairperson. You can question because you have got generator and you have got solar, you can afford. But there are people out there who are struggling every day. So, if there is a ministry where we needed to vary some money, Mr. Chairperson, and capacitate, it's this Ministry of Energy. Because, sir, we have listened to so many statements here. We have also been invited as members of Parliament to participate in finding solutions to the crisis we have in the energy sector. We have been invited. Now, Honorable Minister, when we are being invited, the President was sitting there, inviting us, honorable members, to say, come on board. How do we come on board when we don't have money? What are we going to use to diversify? How? You can, first of all, you start by demonstrating that you can be able to do something yourselves before you invite investors. Which investor is going to come where there is no power? You are busy saying you are going to achieve, you are even making projections of copper production. 3 million tons. From where? From where? And this person is saying, question, that's what you do in cabinet. That's why we can't go anywhere. Mr. Chairperson, we are stuck as a nation. So, if there's anything the minister can do of finance, do something to help this Ministry of Energy, because we are a country in a crisis.
Point of order.
You can sort out like something like that. If you can't sort out football.
There's a point of order.
Mr. Kapiongo. So, Mr. Chairperson,
order.
The decorum of the House is being compromised.
Order, Mr. Kapiongo.
But we are discussing serious business.
May you take your seat, honorable member. There's a point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Mr. Chairperson, there is a very, very dangerous occurrence in this country where, and some of them former leaders, have this tendency of alarming the nation instead of building the nation. Honorable Chairperson, is Honorable Kampyongo in order to indicate very clearly I am constrained to respond because I'm raising a point of order. But that's exactly what we are talking about. Instead of people being happy that we are paying farmers, they would like people to react that we are not paying them. That is a very serious problem that our country is having. Honorable Kampiongo, why wouldn't you stand here and offer a solution than telling people that we are in a very serious position, indicating that people are not coming? What are you saying? Are you not seeing investments coming in the country? This tendency where in this house we are bringing that type of position, I think should be stopped. Mr. Chairperson, is the Honorable former Minister Kampiongo in order to scare the nation and give wrong information? Is he in order, Mr. Speaker?
Order. Order, order, order. The Honorable Minister has successfully debated his point of order. However, order, as the time is 10:40 hours, I suspend business for 20 minutes.
Television business has been suspended, and at the time business was suspended, the House was considering Head 53, which is Ministry of Green Economy and Environment. And it was Mr. Kampiongo who was raised some concerns regarding that head. And we did see the Minister of Agriculture rising on a point of order, and the chairperson of the Committee of the House has just ruled. Currently, the House has resolved into Committee of Supply to consider estimates of revenue and expenditure, including capital and contribution and statutory expenditure. There is Committee of Supply resumption of committee work. And one head has already been considered, and this is Head 52, Ministry of Water Development and the total mounting to 2,688,541,000 kwacha, 974 kwacha has been ordered to stand. And earlier on we did see the acting leader of government business, and this is Honorable Ambrose Luigi Lufuma MP, who is also Minister of Defense, presenting business statement for the period 9th to 16th December 2025. And three matters, urgent matters without notice, have been considered in the floor of the House. And earlier on we did see the Minister of Green Economy and Environment, and this is Honorable Mike Mposha, rendering a ministerial statement. And this one was on the tailing dam failure at Mukawamo Copper Mines Limited in Mwense District. And the House did proceed to consider two questions for oral answer. The first question came from Mr. Lazo, who is Chilanga Member of Parliament, and this question was directed to the Minister of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development, and in this case it was the Acting Minister, Honorable Jack Mwimbu, who is Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security, responded to this question. And the member wanted to find out whether the government has any plans to expand the Lusaka-Kafue Road from Chilanga Golffield to Farmers Junction in Chilanga District in order to decongest traffic at that area. And the minister has responded, said that government, yes, has plans to expand the Lusaka-Kafue Road from Chilanga Golffield to Farmer Junction in Chilanga, and if so, when the plans will be implemented. And the minister did respond that once funds have been secured, and lastly, if there are no such plans, why? They said that government has plans. And the other question that came through came from Serenje, Member of Parliament, and this is Mr. Kandafula, directing his question to the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development. The member wanted to find out when the government will rehabilitate the following bridges that are on the verge of collapsing Serenje Parliamentary constituency. And the minister's response was government will rehabilitate these bridges once funds are secured. So basically that's the business that has been considered on the floor of the House, and they've gone for a 20-minute break. For now, we'll cross back just before 11 hours. For now, we take a break and keep watching Parliament Television.